Welcome to our channel. If you're a farmer or livestock producer, you know how important it is to keep your animals healthy, safe, and disease-free. As much as farming can be rewarding, it also comes with significant challenges. One of the most crucial aspects of maintaining a successful farm is ensuring that disease outbreaks are prevented at all costs. That's where biosecurity comes in. In this video, we're diving deep into farm biosecurity, a critical practice that helps protect your animals from deadly outbreaks, safeguard your livelihood, and maintain the long-term health of your farm. Whether you raise cattle, poultry, sheep, or any other type of livestock, understanding and implementing biosecurity measures is essential for keeping your animals safe from a wide range of diseases that can wipe out entire herds, flocks, or farms. From basic hygiene protocols to advanced monitoring systems, this guide will provide you with expert insights and strategies for protecting your animals from disease. Let's get started and ensure that your farm stays healthy and disease-free. What is farm biosecurity? Biosecurity refers to the set of practices and precautions taken to prevent the introduction, spread, and transmission of infectious diseases onto and within a farm. These diseases can range from common respiratory illnesses in cattle to devastating viral outbreaks like foot and mouth disease, FMD, or avian influenza in poultry. Farm biosecurity involves monitoring, controlling access, sanitation, and vaccination, all designed to keep your farm environment as clean and safe as possible. Key components of biosecurity: disease prevention. Biosecurity aims to prevent pathogens from entering your farm in the first place. This involves minimizing contact with external sources of infection, like wildlife, other animals, or contaminated equipment. Disease containment. If a disease does enter your farm, biosecurity ensures that it is quickly contained to prevent further spread. This includes isolating sick animals, cleaning equipment, and restricting movement. Health maintenance. Through good biosecurity practices, animals' health is actively maintained. This includes providing vaccinations, proper nutrition, and minimizing environmental stressors that can weaken the immune system. The importance of farm biosecurity cannot be overstated. Without it, even a small disease outbreak can devastate your entire operation. Identifying potential sources of infection. The first step in protecting your animals is understanding where diseases can come from. There are numerous potential sources of infection, and each of them poses a different level of risk to your livestock. Let's break them down. Human activity and farm workers. Farm workers, veterinarians, delivery personnel, and anyone else who comes into contact with your animals can be carriers of infectious agents. Pathogens can hitch a ride on shoes, clothing, hands, and even equipment. Key measures. Establish strict hygiene protocols, including hand washing, disinfection stations, and changing clothes before and after contact with livestock. New animals and livestock movement. The introduction of new animals to your farm is one of the most significant biosecurity risks. Even healthy-appearing animals may carry diseases, especially if they come from farms with different health standards. Key measures. Always quarantine new animals for at least 30 days to monitor for any signs of illness before mixing them with your existing herd or flock. Ensure that animals are vaccinated and tested before introducing them to your farm. Wildlife and rodents. Wildlife and rodents are common vectors of diseases like leptospirosis and avian influenza. These animals can contaminate water sources, feed, and even your animals directly. Key measures. Implement fencing. Eliminate food and water sources near your farm, and set traps or use repellents to deter wildlife from coming near. Feed and water. Contaminated feed or water can introduce harmful pathogens into your animal's diet. This can be a silent source of infection, as pathogens can grow unnoticed in stored feed or standing water. Key measures. Always store feed in sealed, clean containers. Ensure that water is fresh and clean, and regularly disinfect water troughs and feeding equipment. Implementing physical barriers, fencing, and zoning. Physical barriers are an essential part of any biosecurity program. They serve to limit the movement of potentially infected animals, wildlife, and people, reducing the likelihood of disease transmission. Fencing and perimeter security. Fencing not only prevents external animals from coming in contact with your livestock, but also helps control access to your farm. Strong, high fences can help keep out wild animals, as well as stray domestic animals that might carry diseases. Key measures: construct secure fences around grazing areas, feed yards, and barns. Consider additional barriers like hedgerows or electric fences to prevent wildlife from crossing. Zoning the farm. Zoning involves creating designated areas for different activities and levels of biosecurity. For example, there should be distinct zones for animal housing, feed storage, waste disposal, and quarantine. Key measures: create clean zones, areas where healthy animals are housed, and dirty zones, areas where disease risks are higher, such as manure pits, waste disposal, and isolation units. Use foot baths and hand sanitizers at entry points to restrict the movement of pathogens between zones. Sanitation and cleaning protocols. Proper sanitation is at the heart of effective biosecurity. Diseases can survive on surfaces, equipment, and in manure for extended periods. So cleaning and disinfecting all areas of your farm is critical to preventing disease outbreaks. Cleaning equipment and vehicles. Livestock equipment like feeding tools, water troughs, grooming tools, and vehicles can become contaminated with pathogens. If they are not cleaned thoroughly, these contaminants can easily spread between animals or even between farms. Key measures: regularly clean and disinfect all equipment, vehicles, and machinery. Create a schedule for cleaning, ensuring that every piece of equipment is properly sanitized after each use. Animal housing and bedding. Barns, stalls, and animal pens should be cleaned and disinfected regularly. Accumulated manure, wet bedding, and waste can become a breeding ground for harmful pathogens. Key measures: keep animal housing areas dry and clean. Replace bedding regularly and use disinfectants that are effective against a wide range of pathogens. Use materials that are easy to clean, such as metal or plastic, for stalls and pens. Creating and enforcing a farm access control plan. Controlling who and what can access your farm is a vital part of biosecurity. Disease outbreaks can often be traced back to human activity, so limiting exposure to outside sources is essential for protecting your animals. Access points and visitor control. Visitors can bring diseases onto your farm, even if they don't have direct contact with your animals. Implementing strict access control is an effective way to minimize this risk. Key measures: establish a visitor log and limit access to essential personnel only. Provide protective clothing and disinfecting stations for all workers and visitors. Ensure they follow proper biosecurity protocols before entering the farm. Delivery and shipping protocols. If animals, feed, or supplies are delivered to your farm, those materials could be carriers of pathogens. Key measures: require that delivery vehicles and equipment be sanitized before entering your farm. If possible, have all deliveries made at the farm entrance or in designated dirty zones to prevent contamination of clean areas. Surveillance and monitoring, detecting diseases early. Surveillance is the key to detecting diseases before they can spread widely. Early detection allows for faster intervention, reducing the impact on your livestock and farm. Regular health monitoring. Animals should be regularly checked for signs of illness. Monitoring their health consistently will allow you to catch any issues early when they are easier to manage. Key measures: keep detailed records of your animal's health status, including vaccinations, illnesses, and treatments. Inspect animals for symptoms of common diseases like respiratory infections, diarrhea, and lameness. Implement a system for reporting and addressing abnormal health findings. Diagnostic testing. While visual inspection is crucial, diagnostic tests such as blood tests or fecal exams are also important for detecting diseases that may not show outward symptoms. Key measures: regularly test for diseases like brucellosis, tuberculosis, and parasitic infections. Work with a veterinarian to establish a routine testing schedule based on the risks specific to your farm. Vaccination programs, the ultimate preventative measure. Vaccination is one of the most effective ways to prevent the spread of infectious diseases on your farm. Proper vaccination programs help your animals develop immunity against specific pathogens, reducing the likelihood of outbreaks. Understanding vaccination needs. Each type of livestock may require different vaccines depending on the diseases that are prevalent in your region or specific to the species. For example, cattle may need vaccinations for bovine respiratory disease, BRD, while poultry may need protection against avian influenza or Newcastle disease. Key measures. Work with a veterinarian to develop a vaccination plan tailored to your farm's needs. Ensure that all animals receive the necessary vaccines at the correct age and intervals. Boosters and follow-ups. Many vaccines require booster shots to maintain their effectiveness over time. It's important to keep track of when your animals need these follow-up doses to ensure continuous protection. Key measures. Keep a vaccination log for each animal, detailing when each animal received its initial vaccine and when follow-up doses are required. Emergency response plans. Preparing for disease outbreaks. No matter how strict your biosecurity measures are, disease outbreaks can still happen. Having an emergency response plan in place is essential for minimizing the damage and quickly controlling the situation. Isolation and quarantine protocols. Immediately isolating sick animals from healthy ones is one of the first steps in controlling a disease outbreak. Key measures. Set up a quarantine area for suspected cases of disease. Keep it isolated from other animals and ensure that you have the necessary supplies, such as medical treatments and quarantine feed, to manage the situation. Communication and record keeping. During an outbreak, it's crucial to keep detailed records of infected animals, treatments given, and any interventions that take place. This will help with tracking the disease and preventing future outbreaks. Key measures. Maintain a disease log and report any outbreaks to local agricultural authorities to help with disease tracking and management in your area. Securing your farm for a healthy future. Farm biosecurity is a vital practice that ensures the health of your animals, protects your livelihood, and supports the sustainability of your farm. By implementing strong biosecurity measures, you reduce the risk of deadly outbreaks, improve the welfare of your livestock, and enhance your farm's productivity. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more tips on maintaining a disease-free farm. Stay tuned for more in-depth videos on biosecurity, disease prevention, and farm management.